Hello and welcome to Frontrunner Motorsport. The 2024 Formula 1 season has so far given us 7 different race winners, something that has not happened since 2012, a year when even Pastor Maldonado was able to win a race. Maybe we should stop complaining about Formula 1 being too predictable. So let's take a look at the last time every driver on the Formula 1 grid won a race, not just in Formula 1, in any series. For some, it was mere weeks ago. For others, it has been years. This is not going to be a helpful tool in predicting if there'll be any more race winners in 2024. At best, it's just interesting to see how long some drivers have been waiting for a win. So make sure you subscribe for more motorsport content, and let's jump into the video. Lewis Hamilton, 22 days. If he had not taken a couple of wins this year, then Lewis Hamilton would have been much lower on this list, around the halfway point anyway. As luck would have it, he is the latest winner on the list, after inheriting the win from his teammate at the Belgian Grand Prix just over 3 weeks ago. Let's be honest though, the 3 years he had to wait for a win was a pretty shockingly long time for the 7-time champion, and it is a breath of fresh air to see him back on the winning step, as long as he doesn't do it too often. Oscarpiastri, 29 days. The newest entry on the Formula 1 winners list and the second most recent race winner is Oscarpiastri, not to mention it's only taken him a season and a half to get on that win list. An incredible achievement, but hardly surprising from the Formula 2 and 3 champion. His last win before this one was the last of 6 in his Formula 2 winning campaign, so he hasn't had to wait too long. George Russell, 50 days. The other Mercedes Brit has only won 2 races in the last 6 years, but the most recent of which was nearly a couple of months ago now. He was almost the first name on this list had he not been disqualified from the race at Spa. It's amazing what a little bit of sweat and a worn plank will do to a guy. I'm sure more wins will come his way, maybe he'll even be allowed to keep them. Oliver Bman, 51 days. Amazingly, 4th on this list is the new Formula 1 star of 2024, Ollie Bearman. He hasn't won in Formula 1, don't worry, you didn't miss anything. But he did take a sprint race win in Formula 2 at Austria, a day before George Russell won in Formula 1. It's not been a good Formula 2 campaign for Bman, but that win catapults him near the top of this list. Hopefully he doesn't have to wait too long for a first Formula 1 win, but he is joining Haas, so presumably he's going to have to wait a little while. Max Verstappen, 57 days. The difference a year makes. It felt like Max Verstappen was winning a race every 5 minutes last year. Now he hasn't won for a whole 2 months, and that could be considered a complete disaster by the Dutchman's standards. I'm sure he won't have to wait too much longer. The Dutch Grand Prix is next, and he's the only one in the field to win at Zandvoort in Formula 1 since it returned to the calendar. Charles Leclerc, 85 days. The Monaco-based driver won in Monaco, and that was his first win since the Austrian Grand Prix of 2022. Wins have only come sporadically for the Ferrari driver. That Monaco win was his 6th in Formula 1. This is his 7th season, his 6th with Ferrari. He can be very consistent, and his 2nd place finish overall in 2022, and the fact he's 3rd in 2024 shows that, but he needs to win more. Lando Norris, 106 days. His first Formula 1 win came almost 6 years after his last in Formula 2, and so ended a long wait for a win. More have almost come in Hungary and Austria, but it has just gone against him at times. So that win in Miami puts him 7th on the list and right near the bottom of the 2024 club. Carlos Sainz Jr, 148 days. But not at the bottom of the 2024 club, because that honour goes to Carlos Sainz Jr. The Spaniard may be taking his last wins in Formula 1, unless Williams perform miracles, or Sainz can get another top drive. He's only won 3 Formula 1 races. If he hadn't won those races, he'd have to go back to 2014 and his Formula Renault 3.5 Series winning campaign for his last win before Formula 1. Sergio Perez, 477 days. The Mexican veteran is not having his best year ever. You have to go back to last year for his last win. Azerbaijan Grand Prix of 2023, the 4th round of 2023 in fact. So a lot of races have come and gone since. Outside of his 6 Formula 1 wins, his last pre-Formula 1 win was in GP2 back in 2010. He didn't take a single race win between then and his first in Formula 1 in 2020 for Racing Point. But after waiting a decade, he at least got to taste victory a few more times, and hopefully he will again, either in Formula 1 or away from Formula 1. Logan Sargeant, 771 days. You know this list doesn't make any sense when Logan Sargeant appears in the top half. It's only been a couple of years since Logan Sargeant's last race win, and only because he hasn't had that long in Formula 1. His last win was back in July 2022 for Carlin in Formula 2 at the Red Bull Ring, one of only 14 races he's ever won. Seeing as he'll soon be gone from Formula 1, maybe we'll see him on the top step of the podium once again. I can see him doing well in IMSA or maybe even IndyCar. He's still only 23, so I hope his racing career won't come to an end. Zhou Guanyu, 982 days. Much like Logan Sargeant, Zhou Guanyu being this high on the list is down to being one of the newer drivers to enter Formula 1. His last win was on the final weekend of the 2021 Formula 2 Championship, taking his 5th Formula 2 win for Uni Virtuosi at Yas Marinas. In the 2.5 years since with Sauber, he's never finished higher than 8th. Valterri Bottas, 1,044 days. It's lucky Valtteri Bottas was given the opportunity to drive for Mercedes for a few years and take his 10 Grand Prix wins, because without them you'd have to go back to his GP3 winning campaign back in 2011. But no, it was with Mercedes in Formula 1 that he took his last win, over 1,000 days ago at the 2021 Turkish Grand Prix. This was his final season with Mercedes before joining Sauber, where to no one's surprise, he's not added any further wins. In 2024, he hasn't even scored points. Daniel Ricciardo, 1,072 days. A win at the Italian Grand Prix for McLaren a few years ago was the last time Daniel Ricciardo took a race victory. He didn't do anything with his brief time off at the start of 2023 and hasn't raced outside of Formula 1 for a long time now. So that wonderful day in 2021 where he led home a McLaren 1-2 might be his Formula 1 swan song. Alex Albon, 1,093 days. In between all of these Formula 1 race winners is Alex Albon with his single win in DTM back in 2021. After losing his seat at Red Bull, Albon spent a season racing a Ferrari in the DTM and took a win at the Nürburgring. He'd finished the year 6th overall and back in Formula 1 shortly after. Esteban Ocon, 1,114 days. The Frenchman has not won a lot of races in his long motor racing career. A single Formula 1 win at Hungary in 2021 with Alpine, and next is a single win in his GP3 2015 winning season, where he only won the first race of the season. But other than the 9 he won in Formula 3 European in 2014, he only won 3 other races in Formula Renault. No wonder he's so low on this list. Kevin Magnuson, 1,164 days. Courtesy of getting chucked out of Haas for a year, Kevin Magnuson went over to America to race in the IMSA and took a win at Detroit alongside Renger van der Zande in the Chip Ganassi Cadillac, before he returned to Haas for another go at Formula 1. If not for that win, you'd have to go back to 2013 for Dams in the Formula Renault 3.5 Series, a series he won, but that one win in the IMSA is the only win in the last decade for K-Mag. Yuki Tsunoda, 1,352 days. Nearly 4 years ago, Yuki Tsunoda last took victory in Formula 2 in the final feature race of the 2020 season at Bahrain. The sprint race was the last time he got a podium. Long overdue for the Japanese superstar. I don't think a Formula 1 win is out of the question one day. He's good enough, it's just getting a top drive in a sport where the elder statesmen are not keen on retiring. Pierre Gasly, 1,443 days. It does feel like an absolute age since Pierre Gasly took that absolutely crazy win in the Italian Grand Prix of 2020. No wins since, hence why he is 4 from the bottom. The only other wins in the last decade are a couple of wins in Super Formula in 2017 and a few in his GP2 championship winning year of 2016. As long as he is stuck at Alpine, he probably won't add another Formula 1 win to his record, but then Esteban Ocon took a win for Alpine. Maybe there is hope yet for Pierre Gasly. Maybe someone relieves him of his Alpine misery and he can win a lot of Formula 1 races before he retires. Fernando Alonso, 1,891 days. One of the best drivers on the Formula 1 grid, but one that has not won a Formula 1 race since 2013. It has been 4,117 days since Alonso won the 2013 Spanish Grand Prix. The reason it has only been just short of 2,000 days since his last win is he won a couple of 24 Hours of Le Mans races for Toyota back in 2018 and 2019. He also won the Daytona 24 Hours and a few other World Endurance races, so the 2018 and 19 seasons were pretty bountiful in terms of wins for Alonso, still waiting to end the long wait for Formula 1 glory. Lance Stroll, 2,864 days. And the second Aston Martin driver is also down this end of the list. Lance Stroll has gone nearly 3,000 days without a win. In 2016, he won 14 races on his way to the Formula 3 European Championship. Since then, he has raced in Formula 1 and has not come close to winning. He has also only finished on the podium 3 times in the last 8 years, and not once in the last 4 years. Lance Stroll really isn't very good. Nico Hulkenberg, 3,354 days. And the driver who has had to wait the longest for a win is Nico Hulkenberg. Unsurprisingly, the driver who hasn't touched a Formula 1 podium in 220 attempts also hasn't won a lot of races in the last decade. In fact, Nico Hulkenberg has won 1 race in the last 15 years. If he wasn't on the Porsche team for their 2015 Le Mans success, you'd have to go back to his GP2 winning days of 2009. That is 1 win in the last 5,447 days. It's unclear whether or not Hulkenberg will ever end this run. Probably not in Formula 1, but maybe he can take a victory in some other series once he leaves Formula 1 behind. It's not as bad as Nick Heidfeld, who has a single win in the last 25 years. But there are a lot of similarities between Nico Hulkenberg and Nick Heidfeld, and I can envision Hulkenberg going nearly 3 decades without a victory. Only time will tell. So that was a list of every Formula 1 driver and when they last won a race of any kind. For Nico Hulkenberg, it's less than a year away from being a decade, so he may want to look at jumping into an easier series for a weekend and taking a win. I'd recommend Euro Formula. Even Nico Hulkenberg can surely win in a series with 6 drivers, where Brad Benavides is the best of them. Give me a couple of weekends training and I'd be able to dominate that series. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Are you surprised by how long it's been for some of these drivers? Subscribe for more motorsport content, and thank you to everyone who already has. Formula 1 is back on our screens at Zandvoort next weekend, so it's definitely worth sticking around. Thank you very much for watching and have a good one.